Oops.
You want me to go ahead and introduce us?
Do it. Do it. Tell a joke.
Tell a joke. I don't know any jokes. Welcome to the Lift Heavy Run Long podcast. This is episode 199.
You can find us at www.liftheavyrunlong.com, on Twitter and Instagram at liftrunlong.
I thought we weren't doing intros anymore.
That all changed because we're getting back serious again.
Serious.
We got to get this thing back to some sort of production quality. Of course, I can't because I'm locked in by all these wires. I'm out of sorts. This is not going well. If you're not part of the Lift Heavy Run Long community, go to Facebook, look for Lift Heavy Run Long community, and request to join right now. We have with us as a guest tonight, Mr. Baylee Taylor, who is the manager of Olive Branch Crossfit, the new manager of Olive Branch CrossFit, and also one of our friends and former podcast guests. He is joining us along with my lovely, attractive, and intelligent bride, Dr. Amanda Kimsey Horrell, jacked and tan. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Wonderful. The
Good.
Reverend Vaughn Ross.
Here I am.
How are you, sir?
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay.
Good. Baylee, I'm sorry for my discombobulation.
I'm doing good.
Good. I get out of sorts easily.
I understand.
And they enjoy that. They have a great time watching me stress out, and then they poke fun at me. Instead of assisting me when I'm in my time of need, they poke fun at me.
Yeah.
They call me names.
Oh, I've seen it. I witnessed.
It's bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like that.
Yeah.
I think my friends enjoy doing that to me. As a matter of fact, I was speaking with Chris Farley today, who we did a podcast with him, and he's the guy that I buy my shoes from.
Oh, yeah.
And
Your running shoes?
yeah.
Okay.
And ever since that podcast, he's got my credit card. When I need shoes, I call him and he handles it.
All right.
Pace the Nation is the name of their podcast.
Oh, right.
Super
Yeah.
good guy, super fun guy. And he was saying that was just, as I sent him the message, he was looking at my post in the Lift Heavy Run Long community about running trails in road shoes. And he said, your community just has the most colorful people. And I love the comments, and you always have a lot of fun with each other.
You can run trail races in road shoes.
Can you do that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I ran Sillamore last year in my road shoes.
What kind of, you don't feel much difference in traction?
I did not. These were Brooks Adrenaline.
That's my only concern is traction.
I didn't have a problem. But, again, it wasn't snowing or anything. We had pretty good weather-wise, didn't we? It wasn't.
It was excellent, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the traction as more as I am, for me, the harder cover front toe box area.
Right.
To protect my toes because I kick rocks.
To you, is that what trail shoes do?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not concerned with, I mean, obviously there's more like traction on,
I
like
don't know.
teeth on them or whatever, grip, I guess.
Uh-huh.
But I would give that up. I wouldn't mind running shoes having a harder toe. I'd wear them. I'd wear those.
The difference in comfort that running shoes make on my body versus trail shoes is immense. But also the difference in me falling down and the level of discomfort is also immense, or potentially immense. So I don't want to do a lot of that.
I don't want to fall down, for sure.
No, I don't want to fall down anymore. There's, it's the same thing as like riding a bike. And when I decided I didn't want to ride a bike anymore because I don't want to fall off of one. And now you reach an age where you don't want to fall down. I'm at the place where I don't want to get down for any reason unless I absolutely have to. So if I fall down, there's a chance that I'm going to be injured on some level.
Yeah, well, we're getting old, so
Yeah.
you know, we're almost to the age where you have to wear one of those things around your neck.
No.
Because you fall down, you got to push that button.
Bailey's not old. How old are you?
I turned 21 in April.
21 in April. Do you feel as good as you've ever felt?
I do. I feel pretty good right now.
Do you? Have you always been fit?
I don't know. I mean, if you consider athletic fit, I would say yeah. I don't know.
You always played sports?
Always, yeah.
You're an incredibly, incredibly strong person for your size.
I mean, thank you. I appreciate
It's
that.
pretty pretty unbelievable. It makes me mad, really.
It's okay if you just say, yeah, I know.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, your performance is wild. And you came into the gym performing wildly.
Well, I always liked that stuff in middle school, and then high school I always focused more on because I knew that my size, my stature would not get me so far, so I knew I would have to focus more on strength. So I would go in and do more stuff than a lot of other people. Like I would squat more, and I would bench more, and I would do push-ups at night and stuff like that. So I can be a stronger, smaller guy, you know.
Yeah.
And then getting into CrossFit, it definitely did help, even though I got stronger and stronger as I kept going.
What sports did you play when you were young?
Young, I played baseball. And
Okay.
then I didn't start playing football until you can start playing football in school, which was 7th grade. So I started playing football. I played basketball, too, actually, when I was little. So baseball and basketball. And then I played football in high school. So I played all three. But baseball was my sport from like 4 all the way up until I couldn't play anymore. And
then you got to where you kind of got hooked on CrossFit when you were later on in your high school sports, correct?
Yeah, I was in 10th grade. And I started watching videos and stuff on YouTube, and then I got hooked onto it when I was about 16.
And how did coaches and family and people feel about that?
They were. I mean, I didn't really talk about it until they started seeing me like kind of transform. Like they would see me. Like I left one summer, or I did like summer workouts, and where I was playing baseball one summer, and I left looking one way, and then I came back the next summer, and they were like, "What is going on? Like, what have you been doing?" I was like, "I don't know. I've just been at my CrossFit gym doing some stuff," and they were like, "You need to eat a cheeseburger." Like they was like, your body fat percentage is like 0.0. That's what they used to tell me.
So you dropped a lot of weight.
I mean, I just cut a lot. Like, I mean, I've always been the same way. I've been like around 130-ish since, I want to say probably like 9th grade.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just now finally getting into like the 140s. And then some days on a good day, I might hit like 140, 42, 43. Most days I'm floating around 139. So it's really hard for me to gain weight, but I don't know.
How'd you transition into being a gym manager?
That was actually kind of fast, honestly. Right before Lynn ever told us anything about her having the idea of them, of her trying to sell the gym, I never thought anything about coaching. Me and Landon had joked about it, I guess, a couple times, but I never really gave it any serious thought. I would always just think about, hey, I'm just going to come into the gym, go to the side, do my stuff, jump in a couple classes like I've always done the past couple years. And but yeah, she started talking to me and Landon more and more about it, because she had an idea of like, hey, we want you guys to start coaching more and more, because as I'm trying to make this transition out, I want you guys to make this transition in, which is a good idea. It was a good idea at the time. And then towards the summertime, this was probably like February. When did she tell everybody? Like April, February, beginning of that year? Yeah. I think it was like February. She told everybody. But then starting in May and June, it started to get serious. And like she was telling me and Landon, I think in June, me and Landon were like, okay, we're going to go ahead and schedule this L1. And we did. And then me and him, both of us, went down to Nashville and got our L1. But the week before that, Scott and Natasha came to me, and they were like, hey, we're thinking about buying the gym from Lynn, and we want to give you an offer. I was like, okay, cool, what's up? And then they were like, we want to make you our manager of the gym. And I was like, whoa, okay, like this is a huge step, like going from, just coaching, like even though you are coaching as a manager, but it's kind of a different thing of like saying, hey, I'm not only just coaching, but I'm managing, I'm like the face and whatever, all this stuff they were talking about. But yeah, they offered me that job, which is kind of a lot of pressure, even though I haven't gone down there, I haven't taken the test or anything. So like, if I didn't pass that test, if I didn't do anything like that, I don't know what plan B was. I don't know what fallback was on, like for them, honestly. So
they could have just lied.
I don't know. I mean, that's true. But
That's how I handle everything.
But yeah, I mean, I was super confident in myself through the test. But just saying, like, even if some things went wrong, I don't know what Plan B was. But anyways, things worked out good. Went down there, I killed the test. Me and both Landon both felt really confident after getting out of the test, and we both passed. And then I came back in. So I was really lucky. A lot of CrossFit coaches don't come out of their L1 having a job, or they come out looking for a job and stuff like that. And I came out already having been offered a job, so that was pretty cool. And luckily, Landon went down there to Starkville, and he had a job too. So both of us came out kind of on the top of there. So.
You and Landon were really good together.
Yeah, we are really
worked
good
well
together. Yeah, we do.
Do y'all stay in touch now?
Yeah, I mean, it's harder now that he's in college and stuff, but I love when he comes home, we get to train a little bit. All summer, we trained a lot all summer before he went to college, but now that he's in Starkville, we do. I mean, when he comes in for like Thanksgiving and Christmas, and he'll come in every now and then on the weekend, but man, I love when he comes in. Me and him did some pretty good training.
And for those of you listening who don't know, it's Landon Renfro, who is Slammin' Sammy Nine Toes Renfro's son, who is now at Mississippi State University.
Kinesiology major.
Getting his education in kinesiology, and also is a CrossFit coach, and is part of the podcast. They have a podcast for their gym.
Yeah.
And Landon has got a wonderful podcast voice.
Really? I haven't listened to it.
He sounds great. He sounds really, really good. And I'm excited for him because that's something that he's really good at. Both of you guys are really good at it. And I would like to see y'all, if it's something that you want to do, that would be something for y'all to come together in the future and
that'd be pretty cool.
And make something of it. Is it something you would like to do?
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome.
I mean, like as a career, would you like to be a gym owner and coach people?
A lot of people's asked me that. I don't really know if I would want to own a gym. Now, I mean, being a part of it, even for this just some short amount of time, even though I love being there every day, I don't know if I would. I think Scott and Natasha are awesome. I think I would not have as much ideas as they have, and as much patience as they have, and all this stuff. Like, I don't know if maybe down the line as I get older, maybe. But right now, I don't know. I'm not really thinking about owning a gym. I kind of like my spot of just managing it, coaching, having the say so sometimes. But being the top dog, I don't know about all that.
You know why you feel like that? Because you're really smart and you're a really sharp guy. And what everybody says is, oh, I'm a good electrician, so I would need to start an electrical company.
Yeah.
Or I'm a good HVAC guy, so I need to start an air conditioning company. And that's not always the case. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people that are good at business that would want to put their assets behind somebody like you. Mm-hmm. And that way you can eliminate all that risk and just do what you're really good at.
Right.
So that's an interesting path. Mm-hmm. This has to be a fun time in your life.
It is fun, and honestly, it really is. I feel like this time right now is going by fast. It's going to go by fast, but I feel like this experience that I'm getting is definitely going to help me down in the future for whatever I want to do, which I don't really know right now. But and as I get hopefully in the future, as I get my L2 and stuff like that, and get some more years under my belt, some more coaching experience and managing experience, I feel like it'll help me down the path for sure.
You ever thought about starting a podcast for Olive Branch CrossFit?
I have not.
You haven't?
But that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't know who'd do it with me.
Wilson will do it.
No. I would not, but you're welcome to anything here. Really? Anything that I have, you'd more than certainly be welcome to it. Vaughn, what's new in your world?
I ran this morning.
How'd that go?
Pretty good. Climbing my way out of this COVID funk.
Is that hard?
I'm finding it to be, yes.
When you're running, do you know, like, this is COVID? Like, this sucks.
That's the way I feel. I have a hard time breathing, and I got stuff coming up out of my
lungs.
I'm spitting and blowing out of my nose. And this is a month later. Yeah. Literally a month later. And it's very frustrating. But This morning, I just decided last night I was like, I can't just not do anything anymore. Mm-hmm. So it's time to just get up and go train again, whether it's hard to breathe or not.
What about right now? Can you feel any pressure on your, you can't?
Yeah, I definitely. I said, while I was running today, I said I was going to change my name from the Reverend to Weezer.
Wheezy, get the dough.
Because I can just hear myself breathe, you know?
Yeah. That's what Pedro had it 3 months ago. And he can't go a full day like he used to. I say he can't go a full day the way that Pedro can typically go a full day.
Right.
He can go 4 days the way that we can typically go a half day. But, I mean, it has affected him.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing.
They've asked how's your heart rate with all that? Seen a difference in that?
I don't know the answer to that. I'm going to have to pay attention to that. Tomorrow, I'll pay attention to it.
I don't even know what a good heart rate is.
My plan is, and I've been putting it off, is just go to the doctor and go, hey, I had COVID. I've been reading all of these articles about lung stuff and heart stuff afterwards, and I'm definitely not. None of those things for me are very good right now. You know, I don't feel like my lungs or heart are the way that they've always felt. And so can we figure this out? Maybe get a chest x-ray or something. I don't know. Who knows? You're the doctor.
I mean, it's a good question to ask. I don't know how long they're wanting to wait post-COVID just to look at things. There are changes that they've seen. So I don't know. I guess each doctor will kind of come up with their own regimen of waiting 3 months to see how you do. I mean, there's a long post-COVID healing time for everything. I've got some friends that have had it that they still can't even, walk to their car from work without having to stop and.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
And they've had it like a couple months ago, and they're still really struggling. So.
Well, I don't have a regular cough. Like I'll get up in the morning and I'll get up and get my coffee and sit down, and it's like this. And I'll be like, when is this going to go away?
The only thing I really know about heart rates is I think about when Sean Hilsden had his surgery on his Achilles, and they wouldn't let him go home because his heart rate was so low. And his wife, April, was trying to explain to him he's just in such good physical condition that he's got a low resting heart rate. So, like in Mississippi, he was so physically fit,
right, yeah.
They don't let you leave the hospital.
Right. Yeah.
They just automatically assume that something must be wrong with you if you're not having a mild stroke when you leave.
Ma'am, I'm a runner. I run a lot. You do what?
How far?
What do you mean? Somebody chasing you?
Baylee, do you get into all the nutrition, heart rate, macros, micros?
No, I'm not at that point yet.
No. Do you want to be?
I don't think so.
Not interested in that?
No.
What does interest you? If you could be a coach of any one thing, is it just CrossFit classes, or would you like to coach people to strength, or coach people to what?
That's a good question.
You've got a line of people. You got 50 people lined up out the door. They all want you to coach them in something, and you get to pick whatever that something is. In the whole world, it can be video games.
Okay.
It can be water aerobics, jazzercise.
You could be a life coach.
Unicycling, life coaching, poker. You want me to continue?
No.
I feel like I can teach anybody how to turn a double play.
Aha! Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
I'd be a baseball coach.
Wow.
No, I mean
From where?
Not
Where does
full,
where does the best double play start? If you're going to have a double play, who does it go to first?
Second base.
Second base.
Yeah. I mean, it can do it. I can mean either side. Like, I can teach anybody to receive one. I can't be a full base. I can't teach everything about baseball, but I can definitely teach, two people in the middle how to turn double play pretty good. Anybody, I feel like.
That's confident.
Let's see.
Yeah, I like it. I bet you were a base stealing joker, weren't you?
Yeah, I was.
Something tells me you're faster than I am.
I couldn't get on base though. I couldn't hit to save my life.
Really?
If I ever got on base, yeah, I was gonna try to steal. I feel like I can teach gymnastics, but I don't know enough tricks for other people to teach them gymnastics. I wish I knew more tricks to help people get gymnastics. If that makes sense.
Like more cues and stuff?
Right, more
Okay.
cues to teach more people gymnastics, because I love gymnastics
Like
so
how to
much.
do back handsprings and stuff?
No,
Or
like
how to do,
CrossFit type gymnastics, like
Like muscle
pull-ups and
yeah.
muscle-ups and stuff like that. I think that's probably about it. I'd have to think about it some more.
That's a good answer.
Turning double plays?
Yeah, for sure. I like that.
My daughter's learning how to do back handsprings right now.
Is she?
Yeah, she got
I never
like,
got brave enough to.
she's got like the serious
those.
gymnastics coach.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, she's doing back handsprings off of the incline, the wedge,
Yep.
right? And she's doing these back bends and all that stuff. Every night, we'll be in the bedroom, watch TV, and she'll be standing at the end of the bed, and she'll just go, boop, backflip onto the bed, with her hands, and then she'll do a handstand. She'll do a handstand and then flop her legs over on the bed. I swear to God, she does that like 150 times a day.
Yeah.
Handstand, flop her legs on the bed. Handstand, flop her legs on the bed. So one day you're going to be able to walk on your hands through this whole house.
Won't be long. That's
Yeah.
fun. And she loves it.
Yeah, and she's only 8, so it's kind of cool.
How often does she train or whatever you call it?
Like 3 times a week.
That's a pretty good bit.
Yeah.
Close to your house?
No, not really. It's over probably 20 minutes away, 15 minutes away in Horn Lake area, down Church Road and 55, I think, over there. So one of her neighbor friends goes to the same place, and so they carpool. So one night, one mom will take, and then the other night, another mom will take them both.
Does the gym smell like feet?
I've never been in there.
They won't let you in?
I've never taken them over there.
Oh.
I went over there to pick them up one time. I just see videos.
Well, let me know.
Why does it smell like feet?
Because why does it smell like feet?
Because nobody wears any shoes
Yeah,
in
it's a
there?
bunch of footless.
It's a
just
big giant warehouse.
place of growth. They're disgusting. I mean, it's not like I've been in them all over the world or anything, but the few that I've been into are nausea. I'm going to start gagging thinking
It's
about it.
probably not very COVID friendly, huh?
It can't be COVID friendly.
No, I bet
I don't know if COVID could survive in there with all that.
It's probably
Fungus.
so funky
Yeah.
that they don't even need to worry about COVID restrictions.
Right. They don't even bother cleaning. It cleans itself. It eats its own
If you can
stuff.
survive this gym, you're not going to get that COVID.
Where what used to be asbestos has just been replaced by stuff that looks like it, but it's really just fingernail mold.
Ew.
Yeah, it's bad.
Do you wear a mask everywhere you go?
It's I mean every time I'm going into a store or something, I do. I mean, I got my mask with me, and every time I'm going indoors, I put it on.
Do y'all have to wear masks in the gym when you work out?
No, we don't have to wear a mask. We wipe everything down. We sanitate. We have these bottles. We wipe everything down before and after every workout.
I think Memphis must have different rules. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
they
saw
do.
Hit and Run had pictures, all their pictures of people wearing masks and working out.
They
Could
got
you
to.
imagine doing thrusters trying to wear a mask
It's
and
ter-
running an assault bike?
It'd be terrible.
I wonder every so often I walk into a place and I'm curious if the rules have changed because I don't really keep up with what the mask mandate is or anything. I'm just gonna wear a mask, I guess, until people don't
Yeah.
wear masks because I'm that kind of a sheep or whatever.
Yeah, me too. I like going in Kroger and like you see the one guy without the mask, and it's always the same type of guy.
You know who it is.
And
There's
you
a type.
know exactly.
Yeah.
And you're like, that guy just wants somebody. He's walking around the store hoping that somebody says, "Where's your mask?" At?
The only
So
thing
you
that
go,
bothers him worse than having to wear a mask is the fact that nobody's telling him, "Hey, where's your mask?"
Yeah, right. That's what he wants
Yeah.
more than anything in his life. It's his time to shine. Like, this is his moment in Kroger in Olive Branch, Mississippi.
My
Just
America.
walking every aisle, and he's not going to leave. And I pass him like 5 times, and he's got no basket and no products. He's just like walking around. And I just, one day I'm going to do it. I'm going to be like, "Hey, man, where's your mask?" And it's like the one thing, and you could just tell it would just explode right there, and he'd probably just beat me to death with a box of Cheerios.
It's almost been a year, and I still forget my mask in the car. When I get out, and I'll be like, "Dang!" I'll get to the door, and I gotta go back. It's almost been a year.
Yeah.
I've done really good though overall at always having one. That would be something that I
You really
could
do.
forget a lot. Thank you very much.
Very proud of you.
Yep.
So for somebody as forgetful as you are,
I try my best.
You have a mask.
Yes, and the fact that I keep up with it is good. I lost my AirPod. Is it AirBud or AirPod? AirPod. I lost my AirPod yesterday while I was holding it, and I don't know where.
I asked him what he did with these. Like, I put it in my hand. I was like, okay.
It went dead, and I put it in my hand so that I wouldn't lose it. I didn't have any pockets, and somewhere along the way, I guess I forgot that I had it in my hand, and I dropped it. But it doesn't really matter because I can't hear out of this ear anyway, so I'm not sure why.
So why haven't you gone to the doctor since you can't hear out of the ear?
because it doesn't really bother me. I mean, I can hear if I bend over, if I'm upside down. If I need to hear something out of this
You're
ear,
just gonna
then
stand on your hands.
I can do a handstand.
Hold on, let me get upside down real quick, and
I thought it was my AirPod.
Next time I go to church, I'd like to see you stand
you thought
in
the
the
speaker-
pews so you can listen.
You thought the speaker went out, but really your ear went out.
Yeah, because every time I was like, man, I gotta like bend over and move my head around over to the side to get this speaker to work. Then I was like, hey, it's not the speaker. I can hear people and stuff when I turn my head over here. So then I took my other.
Are they telling you to do things when you do that?
I hear different stuff. Depending on which way I turn my head, it's a different voice.
Baylee, you need to learn gymnastic cues from Holly Trim.
Yeah, you
She
do.
is a gymnastics
Yeah.
coach.
Yeah, there's who said that?
Well, me. She was just talking about she flips into her bed every night.
Somehow I don't have any problem believing that.
I totally believe it.
There's a gymnastics clinic that Bridget, Rose, and Kendall are doing. It actually starts today or tomorrow.
I was going to go to it, but my school starts back, so I can't.
I think it actually starts tomorrow, and I wanted to do it, but I didn't want to pay the money for it. I was just going to do like the level. It's like level 1, level 2, level 3. I was going to do level 3 just so I can learn some cues to help other people. But it was like $200. I didn't really want to pay that, but yeah, that would have been cool to go to her clinic, found out some keys. And I wanted to go to a gymnastics clinic through like the L1, like through the CrossFit people, but all that stuff is postponed for COVID.
Yeah.
It's also a lot more than $200.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of gymnastics and Holly Trim and Sam Renfro were out at Village Creek this weekend, dressed like the cheerleaders.
Spartan cheerleaders.
Spartan
I
cheerleaders.
saw that.
It was so damn funny, man. I mean, there's very few people that can pull that off. Like anybody can dress like them. They were getting buck. Like they danced. I guess they danced all. They were probably more sore than I was. They were getting after it. It was so good.
I thought it was funny that somebody mistook them for y'all. It's like,
Best
look
compliment
good.
of my life.
Y'all look good, Wilson and Amanda.
Yeah.
And you're like right after is like, that's not us.
I was like, yeah, that's what us. Steve Wilk, bless his heart.
Steve.
That's pretty funny. So that was a fun race, the Village Creek.
Man,
25?
yeah, it was great. That's an awesome place. Awesome race. I've had Village Creek and the Swamp Stomper in the past 2 weeks since we've last
You're killing it.
joined. I don't know if I'm killing it, but I've been doing a couple races, and that's been fun. Swamp Stomper was so bad for me.
Oh, really?
Man, I can't do that place.
The weather was good, though, huh?
Yes, but I just can't do those big steps, man. My hips can't take those big. I think I can do the elevation, the ups and downs is fine.
Yeah.
But the big boom, 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 boom. I'm too Weedle-Waddly to be messing with that. Kills me. So last week was a lot better. And then I think this weekend we're going to go to Arcabutla and run the trails.
I've never been out there, so I'm
Over
looking
there.
forward
I've
to that.
never been out there either.
Yep. I was out of I worked for Swamp Stomper, and then I was out of town for the Village Creek. I went and saw Drog Miller.
Oh, I haven't seen her in a
where
long
is that
time.
at?
She lives in Daphne, Alabama,
Daphne, Alabama. I know
real
where
close
that
to
is.
Orange Beach.
Yeah.
So that was fun. We hung out for the weekend, had a blast, got caught up, got to see her gym, where she coaches at now.
What gym is that?
Oh, I should know that. Like Bell Forest. Oh,
CrossFit River.
Yeah.
We're having technical difficulties.
CrossFit Rock Miller. So Amanda has had to cancel trips to Drogmiller's like 3 times or
3
twice?
times last year. Scheduled them 3 times. I had to schedule
All
cancel
legitimate things. Like all things that for real came
And one
up.
of them was we were going to Louisiana for L2, and I got salmonella poisoning and couldn't go. So, and I think she thought that I was lying by that point. Like I just didn't want to come see her.
And so Amanda's like, hell or high water, I got to make it to Drogmiller's this weekend. Well, she's got to get her shot for COVID. So she gets her
I got my
second
second shot, and
It kicked her butt, man.
I woke up at midnight, and it like body slammed me. I even thought I was like going into AFib, and I told Wilson, and he wrote it down, the medication that they were going to have to push if I started clotting off in my lungs.
Oh my God.
I was like, if you take me to the ER and you tell them to give him 20 milligrams of Alteplase pushed over 2 minutes, and then the rest of it 80 milligrams run over 2 hours. And he was like, let me write this down.
I was like, are you awake?
Wait a minute.
Are you talking in your
I was
sleep?
like
Perhaps I should
delirious.
record this.
I was losing my mind. I was freaking out. My heart was racing. I had palpitations. I was sweating, but I had chills. My body was hurting and freaked me out.
She's like, if the paramedics have to come and get me, then have them push 3 cc's of units of triglycerides into my.
And that was your.
And I've got CPAP air blowing into my eyes. I can't hardly see anything. And I'm like, let me get my phone. I'm like, you want me to write? Okay, say that. Start over.
And are we going to the hospital, or is this for a later time tonight?
Are we planning this, or?
So when I was found unconscious.
I still got it in my notes.
But I made it through the night. And so when I got the shower next morning, that like my clothes hurt on my body, and the shower or the water hurt my body, and I just had full body weight aches all day, like I had the flu really badly. So I drove down there with the flu and a fever, but I made it.
So my mom and dad scheduled a shot, and they canceled it because somebody told them that old people are dying
What?
when they get their
No.
Shot.
Who canceled?
My parents.
Your parents canceled it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They scheduled shots, and now they canceled them because somebody said they knew a whole bunch of old people that were going to get shots and just keeling over. And then they read a story about Norway, where Norway killed a bunch of old people, giving them shots. I'm sure it's all, I don't know.
I haven't heard about any of that. So, I don't know.
We should probably not send fake news out on the airways, but
I mean, it
was-
happened, so.
yeah. So
I'll check into that. I'll holler at you about
yeah,
that.
let me know about
Yeah.
that. That was kind of a
We're having
depressing thing
a-
to say, wasn't it?
I'll talk to you off there.
Wilson, did you have COVID?
I have not.
Me either.
Nope.
Me neither.
Not to my knowledge.
Well, until I got my shots.
yeah.
I had a controlled
Until
COVID.
they injected it into my
Yeah.
arm.
But I sure know a lot of people who have had it for so long. It's like I didn't know anybody that had it. But I know a lot of people who have had it. I know people, who are relatively close to me who have died from it. I definitely believe in the reality of the situation. It's hard to say whether the whole thing was handled right or wrong, but I would sure hate to be looking back and wishing we would have done more.
Yeah.
Because I think this deal could have probably gotten a lot worse than it did. Are we on the downslide of it?
Kind
do you
of.
think?
The numbers are starting to go down a bit. So, hopefully. But now we've got the mutations that are happening and starting to float over, so.
Like the people turning into dogs and stuff, like that Will Smith movie?
Yeah.
They mutating? You think that we're going to see some of that?
What? Some of the mutations?
Yeah.
Well, I think so. We'll see it eventually. But it looks like the Moderna, I don't know, I've not read on it officially. I've just seen on the news that Moderna shot is covering some of those mutations so that we're protected against that.
We just lost all of our listeners.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
But you know what? I'll have to say this, though. Bailey's done a really good job of keeping the gym very clean.
Ooh, man, you have.
And for me being as fearful as I am of getting COVID, I still go in there and I'm confident that the gym's clean enough for me to lay down on the floor and pick up a barbell and do some stuff.
Do you have a routine?
I do. Well, I mean, it's kind of. I think everybody keeps a hand in keeping it clean. We spray everything down, wipe everything down after we work out every day. But yeah, I definitely keep it tidied up. I like it. I like a clean gym, so I clean it pretty frequently throughout the week.
That says a lot, and it shows too. I mean, that's obvious when you walk into the gym that you like it clean.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's just so. I've been trying to. Maria doesn't want to do the open for some reason, so I've been trying to persuade her to do the open by showing her past open pictures and open videos and stuff like that, and just from looking at the gym, looking at the floor from the past open,
She's like, wow, this place looks like shit.
It's like it's just the floor, man, was so. But
Like
back
welcome
then,
to Olive Branch dog hair.
but back
Oh.
but back then I didn't realize, like, I was sitting there working out, rolling all over the floor and everything, didn't think about it at all. I didn't think about how dirty it was until now. I can see how clean it can be. You see what I'm saying? So, man, that floor used to be white in some of them videos, and now I'm kind of crazy about it now, though, because, like, anytime after a class, if somebody puts chalk, I don't care if whoever puts chalk. I put chalk on the floor too. It's just that if it breaks, I'm kind of anal about it, where I go and vacuum it up and then I wipe it up. So I don't know. I'm kind of turning into like a clean freak in that gym, though.
I think part of the reason the floor was white because of Mark Fortune, so he's not there right now. So I think that's a whole.
I was just going to say, speaking of chalk, we spray Mark Fortune's yard, and so every 7 times a year I get to drive by. Do you know Mark?
Yeah, I know Mark.
So, he's got a kid.
Right.
And so I get to drive by Jennifer's house, and she brings out John, and I get to see John every, 2 months or something. And it's just fun to see Mark's kid. He's a year now.
Yeah.
He is the best-looking 1-year-old kid
He's so
I've ever
handsome.
seen.
Full head of hair.
Full head of hair.
He walked into the gym Saturday.
Yeah, probably walked in there, unlocked
Mark
it,
did.
hit the passcode and everything. He's
Mark
like a little
did.
grown man.
Mark did, but he came to the gym Saturday and he dropped some shoes off for Dustin, and we all saw him. He had his son with him and stuff. So.
Oh,
Cool.
man, that's great.
Yeah.
His son runs out in the driveway with a chalk bucket and dips his hands in.
It was that chalkboard. It was the wall, man. That's what really.
That's
what it was.
That was rough.
Yeah.
Man, taking away, painting over that chalk thing and putting or that chalkboard and putting the plexiglass up, that just made it way cleaner.
Yeah. Well, for the listeners at home, we have Maria, Bailey's girlfriend, is here with us.
Sitting over there.
And you've been doing CrossFit for how long?
I did it like for 4 months in Venezuela,
4 months in Venezuela.
and then I came here and did it 4 months again, and then I stopped it like for a year, and now I've been like
Probably about 5 months now.
Okay.
So a total probably a year and a half or so.
How does that work, the whole dynamic between boyfriend, girlfriend trying to work out? Do you piss her off a lot?
No, she doesn't like to be talked to in the middle of a workout.
I don't know anything about that, trust me.
She does not like to be talked to in the middle of a
Yeah.
workout. I mean, sometimes, like, if I see something, it just like the coaching me. Like, if I'm coaching the class, if I see something, if she's in my class, and I'll say, like, hey, do this or whatever, and if I see something because it's just a coach. But if I'm, like, not coaching, if Paul's coaching, and I'm over here working out, and I, like, stop doing what I'm doing, I come over here and, like, hey, do that, then she don't like
Ooh,
that.
yeah. Amanda likes to have conversation in the middle of her works out. She likes it when I stop and give her cues.
Yeah.
No.
But she's super strong, man. She's
Yeah,
really
she
strong.
is
And
strong.
she moves
Amanda
really well.
told me that.
She moves really, really well, and I'm excited to see where she's going to be at in a year from now. And she's going to do the Open. I'm signing up for the Open anyways. I don't care what she says anyways. So.
When is the Open?
Starts March 11th.
Do you think you'll have a pretty good? You gonna shake the trees pretty good and
I'm gonna
get a
try
lot of people to sign
I
up?
started posting about it this weekend. Yeah, I'm gonna start talking people's head off about it at the gym. So
How hard is that for you from being a younger manager to tell the members like what they need to do and kind of give them instruction? I hope it's not hard because
no.
of the amount of respect that you carry naturally. I don't know if you're aware of that or not, but you should be able to feel confident in giving direction.
I don't necessarily have a problem with telling people about stuff like the Open or like stuff like announcements, stuff like that. But the authority part and like that's kind of like the switch that I was kind of scared about, only for like literally like a second. Like I thought about it for like a second, then I was like, no, I think I'll be fine. But at the beginning when I got offered the job, I was like, what are these people at these gyms going to think about? I mean, at my gym's going to think about a 20-year-old taking over. I thought about that for literally like a second, and then I was like, no, it's cool, I got it. Like, I can do this. Like, but I did have that thought at the beginning. But then, it all worked out. But yeah, I did have that thought about what people would think about. Like, hey, a 20-year-old's coming in here. Even though we know him, he's been here for a long time. But now we have to listen to a 20-year-old. We have to take a 20-year-old's what's telling us what to do and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like having the authority over everybody, which it was a big switch for me too. Instead of like one day, I came into the gym and I'm just over here working out and like I ask questions and people give me answers, and then the next day I'm coming in here and people are asking me questions and I have to give answers. So it was kind of a big transition in that way. But no, I was never aware of like the respect that you say I naturally have. No, I wasn't aware of that or anything. But I think it all worked out pretty good.
It seems to.
Yeah, I think it's working out pretty good.
We also have a very good and receptive group of members.
Oh yeah,
that
for
helps
sure. For sure.
To not have a bunch of egomaniac.
Yeah,
jerks.
not all of them are that way.
Not all of them anyway.
There's a couple in every gym.
For sure. Mm-hmm. I haven't been into CrossFit in months and months. I guess probably about a year, and I don't know when that train will come back around. It's just one of those things that comes and goes,
right?
Like everything else. Mm-hmm. And currently, I'm not on it, but man, CrossFit has done some good in my life, and it is definitely something that I believe in.
You're rehabbing a calf, weren't you? Like a calf injury?
Well, I had a knee surgery over the COVID break, and then I had a calf injury from running, but I can't say that's what stopped me from doing CrossFit. I think the CrossFit I just kind of stopped out of laziness. Just overall achiness and soreness. And then
I understand that.
COVID kind of had to say that COVID took me out of it would be using COVID as an excuse because I was kind of on my way. It was becoming a struggle to go to the gym, and the heavier lifting was taking its toll on me. And I just felt like I had something always a little whack, either my back hurt or my legs hurt. And then I stopped doing it, and I found that my back hurts or my legs hurt anyway. Something just hurts all the time.
I haven't worked out in a year, and my damn hamstrings just won't cooperate.
Right.
So you can't
There's always something.
CrossFit.
No, it's not. I can't. I literally cannot. Like first of all, you get into CrossFit and you're stuck. You're in this vortex of you're so sore that you can't move, that the only thing that you can do is go work out so that you can move. And then the next day you're so sore that you can't move. But then if you don't go back and work out, you're going to be so sore you might die.
True. Very, very true. We had a new dude last week. His name's Jose. He came every day.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I was like, this is his first week, and we had hard workouts last week. And this dude came every day. I don't think he came Friday. He came Monday through Thursday. And that was still hard workouts. And that dude came in, he killed those workouts every day. I don't see how he did it. But, I told him, dude, we still have people here that's been here for 4, 5, 6 years and still only come 3 days a week.
Yeah.
And you came 4 days, your first ever week in CrossFit. That was really, really good. And he crushed it, too. I hope he stays. He's pretty good. He was here this morning. He did really good.
Well, when you're on it, it's so. I can remember my entire waking life being about when I'm going to get to the gym.
Yeah.
I just loved it so much that I couldn't wait to get off work and get up there to class. Hopefully that'll come back again.
Vaughn, what about you? Are you lifting weights right now, or just running?
I will this week. Yeah, I haven't done anything for a month.
From COVID, yeah.
Yeah. But before Christmas, I was consistent. Yeah.
Cool.
So running and lifting and CrossFit stuff. So I hope to get back to that this week.
Cool.
To some degree.
I'm in the whole trail running frame. It was so good to see everybody the past couple of weeks, and be out there and have that experience. That's just a different headspace. And you know how it goes when you're in that headspace, that's kind of where you are. And last week especially, I enjoyed last weekend so much that's what I've been looking for. I was able to have that kind of run that was just difficult and a long day and get to see a lot of people in nice weather. And so I'm really excited about what's coming up running wise.
I need to get in some races. I always say that, and I really honestly do want to get into some races, but I just never wind up signing up with them. And I never know when they're going to come up. I never know how to sign up.
You would be obnoxiously good at it. I feel like that you would just be so good at running that I want you to go do it, and then I think once you did it, I'd be like, just stop coming out here.
I don't know the difference between the trail shoes and stuff, y'all. Like, what kind of shoes would these be? These are my new Noble runners. These are what I used to run at the track. What would these be considered?
They definitely be
running
running.
shoes.
Yeah, those running shoes.
I know,
for
but
sure.
like, is it trails or road shoes? What's the difference between a trail and a road shoe?
So trail shoes usually have like a deeper, like toothier grip.
That's pretty good grip, though, isn't it?
Yeah, these things, they feel good. They give me pretty good grip. And road shoes, they don't have much grip. You just have to...
All the conversation that we have is just, it's 100% bullshit. None of it really makes any difference at all.
I don't know. I mean, I've seen people out there running trails and road shoes and stuff, but I like the harder plate because when I'm running on rocks and stuff, I'm heavy, so I feel rocks come through my shoe.
Yeah, you don't want
and then
that.
I have harder toes.
A lot of
because
the
I
trail
kick
shoes
things.
will have a steel plate or
Yeah,
something.
there are plates in there.
Oh, okay.
In the sole.
Good.
But if you, like my Brooks are pretty thick, and so I didn't have a problem at Silmore wearing those Adrenaline because the sole was pretty thick, and I didn't feel the rocks poking through.
Yeah.
One year I ran it with a pair of Innovate trail shoes. They made these trail shoes with these little knobs on the bottom of it or something. It was almost like cleats, very small cleats. But it was so thin.
They're so
Yeah,
that's like barely
that's
wearing a
It was
shoe.
so thin that, I mean, almost every step I took at one point, a sharp rock was like going, oh,
No.
just stabbing into my foot. And I threw those shoes away
Yeah.
at the end of that race. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm never wearing these shoes again. Ever.
Yep.
So you don't want to just go out there and not put any thought into it.
Right.
But, because the protection from the rocks is the biggest thing.
I should pay more attention to what these guys are wearing. There's Melissa and I were talking this weekend. There's the group of runners that like you pass that come flying by, like the lead pack guy.
They got on their Ranger panties and no shirt.
Yeah, and you can't even see what kind of shoes they're wearing.
Yeah.
They're going so fast.
Yeah.
And they're in there. They're not going to say hello. They're not going to. There's them, and then there's Gavin, who's like the outlier, who will say hi and is cordial. I mean, he's not like stopping and sharing pictures of his kids on vacation.
And they run so fast they don't have to eat anything or drink anything.
I guess because they're finishing in an hour and a half.
They've got this one little 12-ounce. They got this one little 12-ounce bottle that they suck on every.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then they're done in 2 hours with
crazy.
a 50-kilometer race or something.
And then I feel like it eases up. Like you get past a certain group where people are like, "Hey, how's it going?" It's like, okay, there's so much less pressure now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like even those guys they're not going to put any pressure on you, the guys that are fast and skinny and whatnot.
No, but
I've not ever had any one of those guys be mean to me at any point.
No, they're
You know
not
what I mean?
mean. But I mean, it's just it's a different vibe.
I mean, they're serious.
Yeah.
They're truly racing.
They're going to try to.
They're racing.
They're trying to win the race.
If you're at that if you're performing at that sort of level, I'm not saying I don't understand where they would be coming from.
I've had him ask me. Ever have him ask you how far in front of me is he?
Yes. Yeah.
So like,
Yeah,
if you ever been in the turnaround when the first guy comes back? Now I know to look at my watch because I'm pretty sure the next guy I see is going to say, "How long has it been?"
Yep.
Yeah. No, you're about a minute, 90 seconds behind him, whatever.
Yeah.
People ask those kinds of questions. I feel like that people that see me, I have an inordinate amount of people that tell me that they're pizza rolls at the next aid station.
Well, I mean, that's kind of our thing.
Some people, they're like, hey, it's about a half mile to the next aid station. Hey, there's, cold water up at the next gas station. When they see me, they tell me what's like, hey, there's
pizza rolls and
there's
cheeseburgers.
pizza rolls and cheeseburgers more than anybody else. Something about me says what that guy needs to hear that's positive right now is that there are pizza rolls at the aid station.
Well, because we've almost had 200 podcast episodes, and we probably mentioned
pizza rolls
and cheeseburgers on probably 195 of them.
And it's because they're right. It's because they know what to say.
Right.
It's because people are good, inherently good.
And that's a good thing about trail running is the food, the spread at the aid stations.
Yeah,
it is.
Hopefully, yeah.
Vaughn, you think you've ran enough that like if you ran without a watch and you ran a mile, you know how fast you're running your mile?
A mile, yeah.
Like if you just start running, you're like, I know I'm at like an 8-minute mile pace right now.
I can do 8 minute. Yeah.
But
I
you,
mean,
but you like know, like I'm
Like,
going
do
to
you
go out
know
at an
your
Not
8
can
minute
you do
pace?
that? Do you mentally know how
Like,
what
you don't
your
have to
running,
pace is?
if you're running and you know
Without
you
a
just-
watch.
without a watch,
Without
yeah.
a watch, I can do 9. I can do 9.5. I can do 8.5, and I can do probably 6.5. I know what's if you're just running 1 mile.
yeah.
Yeah, I could probably nail that.
I feel like I was that way a couple months back in the summer when I was running a lot. I was really good at that. Like I would know was like I knew that when I was running at like a 7:40 mile pace, or I was running like a 7:20 mile pace. I remember I was at one of my friends' house and he had like this a trail around his neighborhood or around the street that he had marked out that was exactly a mile. And he told me to come do a workout. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep us like a 7:45 mile pace. I didn't have my watch or anything like that. I had my phone. We started a timer. It's like I'm keeping us like a 7:45 mile pace. So if you don't want to run that fast of a mile, don't keep up with me. And he kept up with me, and we came in, and it was like 7:38, 7:39 or something like that on the phone, and he was like dying. I was like, I told you, like I was gonna keep you at a 7:45 mile pace, and he didn't believe me, I guess. But yeah, that was really cool. I thought that was really cool for people that run a lot. It's cool to see. You know how fast you're running to keep your own pace without a watch.
Well, I was surprised. We did at the Can't Stop Endurance group that I'm in. We test a mile, and then they said, okay, here's your workouts for the next month. These workouts are based on what that mile was. So This one's going to be a slow run or an easy run is 9 for a 6.5 minute mile or whatever it was I ran. Your slow run should be between 9:15 and 9:30, or I'm sorry, 8:30 and 9:30. Your max effort 5K should be at this pace, whatever. So what I've learned is I know that at 9:15 to 9:30 I'm comfortable. I'm like super comfortable, and so then when I get to 8:30, 8:15, I know that I'm kind of feeling a little. We can't run more than a handful of miles at this pace, right? A 5K, I know I'm suffering quite a bit because I'm not going to be able to it's going to be around 7:15, something like that. And then when I'm max running when I'm going full on 100% as hard as I can, that's like a 6-minute mile pace, So I know based on my effort where I'm probably at.
I think that's so cool.
There's got to be some degree of comfort that you take from that and having somebody experience that, like, you can run a 9 to 9:30 pace and you should feel comfortable here. So you have the knowledge of that I should be cool here. So I'm going to stay here instead of being like, no, I'm getting too hot.
Yeah.
I'm getting
And
too tired.
there's a lot of that. And so you're like, well, no, I know I can be here. So what I'm doing now is I'm just overthinking this fatigue or whatever that I'm feeling. And there's some of that. Some days you just don't feel good.
Yeah.
Man, I was going to say something else I thought was important. Oh, yeah. And the cool thing about it is it gets faster, right? Like your easy pace goes from like 9:45 to 9:30. Then all of a sudden you're not looking at your watch and going, okay, I'm just going to run an easy feel where I feel easy. You get done and it's a 9:08 pace and you're like, oh, wow, that was like real faster than 2-3 weeks ago, So you're training and you're just automatically seeing that how you're getting better and just feeling good. Mm-hmm. And those easy races, I remember posting going. I had like a 5-mile run where it was like an 8:30 pace, and I was like, I didn't even look at my watch. And I got back and I was like, oh, coach, easy runs are getting easier or like faster,
Yeah.
Can you treadmill it?
I haven't been on a treadmill in forever.
Do they allow that for your training? Like if you're supposed to do a certain pace, can you kind of set it and,
I imagine.
and do your pace?
I don't know how I guess you can do that on a treadmill. It's been so long since I've ran on a treadmill. I try not to.
Holly had the most perfect quote for the definition of a trail race. They are like mullets, business in the front, party in the back.
That's a good joke.
Do we have any reviews?
No, but we need some.
Any questions?
That's why we need to be
comments?
more need to be more aggressive in our coach. Oh my gosh, we do have a review. Oh my gosh, I need to show you this. We have. I can't believe I almost forgot this. Oh my God, we have a serial stalker review.
Okay.
You're not gonna believe what came in the mail. Holy mackerel!
In the mail?
Yes.
Oh, boy. The U.S. Postal
I
Service.
can't believe I almost forgot.
And it actually got here. They must have mailed it 3 months ago.
I told him I really like that jacket. And I didn't know what it was. Amanda said it was like one of the first ones.
Yeah. There's a story about that.
Oh no.
Is it not a nudie picture, is it? Someone mailed a private part picture to the podcast.
I go to the mailbox, and there's a white envelope not addressed. It's got a black folder inside of it, and inside of that folder is this review.
Oh my God, that is Cut Out Magazine.
Like
Jesus.
serial killer
You
style.
got to be kidding me. I have to take a picture.
For the LHRL Club, the podcast is not so bad. What a dream crusher that one guy is. Sent with unconditional love. I'm your greatest fan. Smiley face.
Brian,
cool.
Brian made that.
Brian, who?
It has to be because it talks about Dream Crusher. It has to be.
Do you know already who made it? So they legit did not sign it?
They blacked out the return address.
That's definitely Brian.
What?
It's not his handwriting, so I wonder if he got Katie to do it.
And that's why he put it like that, so you couldn't recognize his handwriting.
For the LHRL Club, the podcast is not so bad. What a dream crusher that one guy is. Sent with unconditional love. I'm your greatest fan.
That's the best 5-star review we've ever had.
Somebody put some work into this.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll get more.
That would be even better. The serial review caper. What's a caper?
Caper?
The mystery of the
It's like
serial
the
reviewer
Hardy Boys
caper.
have to solve this mystery. The mystery of the serial review.
Not use it in a sentence. What is it?
It's like
You're reaching so bad. The same way that I was reaching to use
I
it in a
think the
sentence.
caper is the same thing as like a mystery.
I thought that
it's
was
like an event.
I thought that was
Caper.
a little P. Isn't that a caper?
Caper.
Is one of those little
Maybe
P's.
it's just Katie.
It's a
Maybe
thing
Katie's
it's
the
a thing you
stalker.
put on the guitar when you move the.
You think Katie did
I
it?
think it's Katie.
Really?
Somebody will get that.
Vote
joke.
Well, you
Katie.
got to pick somebody.
I'm picking Katie.
There is no way that Swanson took the time to cut that out and did that.
Or line it up pretty. It's
Or
Katie.
line it up pretty.
It's pretty.
I don't know. Somebody put some work into it.
It's awesome. Speaking of work, we need to appreciate Brenda Haskell and Crystal Landers and the work that they've put
We
in
do.
with LHRL. They've done a great job with the community and giving suggestions on what we should be doing with the community, and they, as always, are so helpful to Lift Heavy Run Long and being such a big part of it.
That was a pretty big deal. I can't believe you forgot about that.
I would have beat myself to death.
It might be Crystal putting in the extra work.
You think?
Just going, hey, I'm just going to make a mysterious review.
Yeah?
Brenda and Crystal just came up with it. We'll start sending random stuff.
I don't know. We do need some reviews, though. I mean,
Yeah.
for God's sakes, if people
Or
are willing
just-
to do that, then you should be willing to go to Apple or wherever you go to leave a review.
Or just mail stuff. That's even better.
Just mail us stuff. Whatever. Just mail us something.
We probably need to get a P.O. box.
Instead of mailing it to my house.
I've been asking for a few years. Can we get a P.O. box?
Nobody's going to come out here.
It is pretty intimidating, but
It is.
now that
We'll
gotten
be
Now
fine.
that we've gotten a serial killer letter,
We'll be fine.
at least they didn't mention us, right? They mentioned Big Thirsty.
That's right.
So they mentioned Brian. You know,
So if you're at home watching, please go leave a review. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I had on the agenda. I did have a fun fact. Kind of random. Okay, a Star Wars fun fact. The lightsaber noise that comes from the familiar hum of the lightsaber is the hum of an old television. The iconic noise is created by combining the hum of an old television's picture tube and the buzz of a field projector's motor.
Wow.
They slowed down the motor and turned up the frequency of
No one's
the
ever told me that
hum.
before.
That's why you got me in your life.
I got a question.
Sure.
How many seconds are there in a year?
12. Damn it. I know everything. I know all the good dad
I
jokes.
saw that today on somewhere.
I kill.
That's pretty good.
I actually got it
With
right
dad
too.
I was going
But,
to say like 90-something thousand.
Yeah. You're fixing to get after it.
How many seconds are there in the year?
Yeah. I don't know. Bailey, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Yes, sir.
We're looking forward to your new podcast that will be coming out next month with whoever you find to do that with. You and Maria can do a podcast.
Yep,
You
she can-
down for that?
I don't know about it.
Okay.
She can speak in Spanish for me. So
That
we
would
have
be
a
even
wider
better.
Range.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you
She's
could
been
translate.
trying to teach me Spanish. It's so hard, man.
Oh, I want to learn. I've bought Babbling. I did Spanish 1, 2, 3 in high school, and then did 2 years in college and got really good, and then never used
If
it.
you're going to buy a Babbel, I feel like you should learn German. That's what I would do if I was going to buy a service.
Why German?
Just because I think that'd be the coolest to learn.
Spanish would be the most
Useful.
useful.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not. That doesn't,
You're just not useful.
doesn't ever occur to me to be useful. So
I took French
just
in high school.
okay. I took Spanish a lot.
Oui.
I failed it a lot too.
Yeah.
I didn't take nothing language in high school.
You didn't have to take a language in high school?
No, they changed it to where
Oh.
like you don't have to take it to graduate. You had to take it if you want to go to a university. And I wasn't going to university. I was going Northwest, so I didn't want to take no.
I didn't. I got a note to go to the weight room on 6th period.
Yeah, I asked him to speak in French to me. He's like, I don't know. I went to the gym.
And
I went to the weight room.
I went to the weight room every day.
Parlez-vous français?
Never even went
Nice.
to class. It was sweet. You've seen my highlight film because you run around with Ben Moyer's son.
Yeah. I've
Do you
seen it.
hang out with him?
No, I haven't talked to him in a long time.
You know Ben Moyer, right?
Yeah.
So he runs around with Ben's son.
I think
Well,
you probably
I mean,
know
we
who I was.
Went to school together.
yeah, he does.
Played baseball together.
Me and Ben have quite the history.
I've heard.
Yep. Ben's my guy.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. Pretty
He-
crazy.
He's a wild dude.
Very wild.
There is no doubt he is a wild dude. But he's a wild dude that is good to have him on your side
Oh yeah.
Ben
because you don't want to be opposing him.
No.
What was the guy that he ran around with? Wood Stevens?
Yeah.
You know him?
Two totally opposite ends of the
Yeah.
spectrum as far as people go.
Yeah.
They came together, and Wood is like the epitome of a Christian,
Like just a super nice
just
guy.
a super good guy, and can also squat like probably 700
Really?
pounds. The
Okay.
guy's incredibly strong.
Dang.
Incredible, but also so humble that you would,
Right.
he's the guy that would just
Humble
like,
is probably what I
he
was
would
gonna say,
flatten your life and then like pick you up and give you a scripture lesson on the way back to the bench while you're crying. And then there's Ben, who probably didn't know a lot of scripture and would just pummel you and leave you there to die. Anyways.
Oh,
It's
so
all good.
congratulations to Abby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Abby. Getting
That's
married.
exciting.
Getting engaged.
I
Mine's
miss
getting
Abby.
a son-in-law.
You excited?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Way to go, Abby.
Yeah. Yeah,
I miss
congrats.
Abby a lot. I wish she'd come
I'm
back.
excited.
Yeah,
that
me
she's-
too.
She's happy.
She looks happy.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Lift Heavy Run Long, number 199, is in the
in the
books. The Case of the Serial Review Caper.
I don't think you can use case and caper. I think it has to be the serial review caper.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Has